Good morning, everyone. I am having to do a voiceover as my fan was so loud when I did this unboxing. But I'm doing a series on black beauty brands, black owned companies for beauty, and Mented is the first one that I am doing in this series. So you saw the beautiful box. This is the thank you card that comes along with it and tells you about their collection. It's packaged very nicely with tissue paper, some filler. I actually ordered 3 lipsticks and their foundation stick. This is their foundation stick. I picked the color offline, so hoping that it matches well. It did. Spoiler alert. Also got 3 different lipsticks that all fall into the nude category. They seem to specialize in that for African American tones, which is excellent because we come in a wide array of colors. I will be putting all of that information in the description, the colors for each of the lipsticks, and the foundation color I selected. They also sent a card here. When you open it, has several foundation shades. So if you get the wrong one, you have a good sample pack here with a decent array that you can actually try out. So that came with my order as well. And we must have coffee first. Life is what happens between coffee and wine. Amen. All right. We've had our little coffee break, extra sip, before we start working on this face. This is Urban Decay's Optical Illusion Primer I'm putting on all over the face. Primer is a must if you want your makeup to stay. Now I'm using Fenty Beauty's eye primer, which I also put on my nose. You know, your nose becomes, the makeup comes off your nose much easier, and eye primer is formulated to really hold on to the makeup, the eyeshadow, so that works well on your nose as well. This is e.l.f.'s under eye primer. You know, we have issues with things creasing under the eye, so that's the 3 types of primers that I am using. This is e.l.f.'s Prime and Stay powder. I always set my primer. Got that from Goss Makeup Artist on YouTube many years ago, and it works well. You don't have to do much to keep your makeup on if you do that first. Now we are creating brows. See my pinky finger? If you rest that right under your jawbone, it gives you more control over the pencil. This is just a regular pencil, drugstore version that I am creating brows with. Again, I'm using that pinky finger to stabilize my hand as I'm working with the pencil. You see one side is uneven under there. We will fix that. Now I'm going using an eyeliner, waterproof eyeliner in the shade of your choice for your brows works well. It stays just like it would for as an eyeliner. So that is a choice, an option you have. Try it out. And I am setting the brows with powder, using a damp sponge as well to just press that in. Now I am using a small Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette that I received for Christmas from one of my girls, Roxanne. Shout out to Roxanne, thank you. This is the medium brown color in this palette that I'm putting in the crease. I sped through most of the face parts and used regular speed for the Mented Cosmetics portions of the video. This is a nice golden brown color on the top. I'm blending a dark brown color in the corner of the lid now. I used all the colors in this palette for this video. Just blending, 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 and blending. Going back in with that crease powder, don't want to lose that color as we are working on our shadows. This is sort of a brick red that's in this palette. I put towards the middle of the lower lid there, right over the iris of the eye. Now I'm going in with the lighter highlighting shade at the corner tear duct area and taking that into the lid, meeting up with that brick red color. You don't really want to have harsh lines, so you blend. And that's what I'm doing with this brush. This is a Juvia highlighting palette to highlight the brow bone. And the tear duct. Still blending. Now I'm using the lighter color in that Pat McGrath palette to tone down a little bit of that brow bone highlighting color, just a bit. So now we are going in with the Mented Stick Foundation. I got it in the color L30. 30 is one of my favorite numbers. I'm putting it on one side of my face and blending with this brush I got off of the IG that blends especially liquids very well. This stick foundation is very thick, so you do have to work with it a bit to blend it in. And that is what I'm doing now, blending it. I want you to be able to see the difference between one side with the foundation and without. And I just remembered, I forgot to outline my brows to clean up the line. So I'm going over the top to clean that line up now. Same thing on the other side. Cleaning that line up and the shadow line where that ends. And blending it into the Mented foundation stick, and I am continuing to blend now that I remembered I needed to clean up that line, that brow line. Don't forget to take it down to your neck and around your ear. So this is really without on that side, with that has the one coat blended in. And I like full coverage. You see I have some moles and freckles on my nose and face. Around the freckles are around the eye and nose area. I like to tone those down a bit. Don't mind them showing through, but I like to tone them down a bit. So I went in with another coat. Well, a first coat on the other side. So that's what's happening here. Me blending the other side of my face that did not have the Mented foundation stick on it. So you can see a full face with one coat. This is a matte type of stick. The finish is matte, and I want a little more coverage, so I'm going in with the second coat in those areas specifically that I want some additional coverage, and just swiping it over, but concentrating on areas I want covered. Now I will blend that second coat in. Taking it to the neck, into the hairline a little, around the ears. Now this is just a plain brush with no product on it. Just blending without any product. This is a damp beauty blender type sponge, and I'm just still blending with that. So this is the face with two coats on of the Mented foundation. Now we're going to do our highlights. This is Fenty's highlight, Fenty Beauty, in the areas where the sun hits the face. Blending that in with the damp beauty blender sponge. Getting rid of my suitcases under my eyes. This does blend well on top of the Mented foundation stick. Sometimes different products don't blend well together. Mented appears to blend very well. Now I am setting my under eye area using Bare Minerals Natural Light powder. It's a finely milled powder with some luminescence to it. Natural Light. Now I am putting my contour on. Here I put a little extra on that side. I have a little extra fat pad there that makes my face uneven, and contour helps to hide that a bit. That came from a dental procedure that went wrong, and I ended up with a lot of swelling, soft tissue swelling, and after a few years it still didn't go away. So I use makeup to cover it up. This area right here, I bring that contour up onto the face there to cover that extra pooch on my face. Now we're blending in the contour on our nose, and we use a little too much, but with everything else that goes on with makeup, you can always fix it. You contour your nose, you want to bring that up into the eye area, up to the bottom of your brow, so things seem to go together in a line. And I am blending that together and blending the contour around the face. This gives dimension to your face. This is MAC's blush. Don't know what color it is. It is a warm tone. And I'm putting that right on top of the contour line. You see I put a little bit too much on one side, but we will fix that. Blending, blending, blending. So this is another more pink blush to go on top of that. Just still blending everything together. That was NARS Orgasm blush. One more coffee break. You see me bopping to the music. I'm listening to Corinne Hawthorne's Unstoppable. That's my jam. Now I am using Fenty Beauty's powder, finishing powder in honey. This is my eyelash glue. About to put my lashes on. I put the glue on my actual lid as if it is eyeliner. I found many years ago that's the easiest way for me to get it on and not mess up what I've already done with my lashes or my eyeshadow. If your hand moves the wrong way, then you get a line of glue on there. So I put it on my own lid like an eyeliner. These are lashes from Amazon. You get 8 or 10 sets of lashes for $12. They're reusable. I actually clean my lashes with alcohol when I take them off. And there is such a thing as eyelash mites. I'm sorry. There is such a thing as eyelash mites. I don't believe they can survive the glue and the alcohol, so we just keeping it safe. Now I am putting my lash on. It was too far into the corner of the eye, so I just pull it on over to make it get to where I want it to be. Same thing on the other side. Lash on. Got a little bit of glue when I blinked on the lower lash line. Now I'm pitching the eyelashes together with my lid, which really makes it seamless. Like you cannot see that there's a separation there. So you don't have to use eyeliner to cover the line of the strip lash. Now I'm going in with the crease color under the lower lash line, and as you get to the corner, I'm using that gold. So there are two colors right under the lower lash line. Putting that pop of I'm Awake in the tear duct, going back in there. That highlight there really does make a difference in making you look awake, whether you awake or not. And this is e.l.f.'s highlighter. That's a gold highlighter. I'm using my fan brush to get product on there and just highlight right above that pinker blush line. So you've got basically 4 lines of color or highlight going on there, so you want to make sure you're blending. And this is my hubby bringing me flowers from our yard. Much appreciated. He's a keeper. This is e.l.f.'s gel liner in black. I've had this for more than a year and it's still going strong. As long as you close it up tight, it'll last forever. And it stays where you put it. So that tail of my line is too thick. And I'm fixing that. Like I said, anything you do with makeup, you can fix. This is a brush that I'm putting some concealer on to fix that tail, to thin it out. And we are good. Blending still. Same thing on the other side. Lining. And that tail turned out even worse. Must fix that now. Done. Now we're putting some mascara on the bottom lash. Taking it up to the upper lash to blend my lashes in with that strip lash. Same thing done on the other side. Okay, we're ready to try the lipsticks. This is Mented number 5. It's a darker, cool, more nude tone. I purchased 3 lipsticks to try along with the foundation. So this is our first lipstick, Mented number 5. I'll drop some stills in so you can see it. Always blending. Okay, taking that last one off. And we're about to try the next one from Mented matte lipsticks. This is Dope Taupe matte lipstick. This one has a little more of a warm tone as opposed to the last one, which had more of a cool tone to it. But I guarantee you, regardless of your shade, you will find a nude you are thrilled about with Mented Cosmetics. I happen to like all 3 of these on me. So this is Dope Taupe Matte. So taking that off, and on to the last one we have. This is Mented Cosmetics Nude Lala Matte. Nude Lala Matte. Now this has some red in it to me. This might be my favorite. Or maybe the Dope Taupe I like all three of them, so I would be wearing them all, rocking them all. But this one has a more red tone, um, as opposed to the cooler tone in the Mented number 5 and the warmer tone that's in the Dope Taupe. This has more of a red undertone to it. They are creamy, but they have staying power. They're not too creamy, if that makes sense. And here are some steals of that. Nude Lala. So, this is my review of Mented Cosmetics, a black-owned beauty brand. They make excellent products. They wear well, excuse me. Like it. So, you'll see me in the next series.